With the spread of COVID-19, people in Boston are taking more precautions, but they're also faced with more deprivations, and even when it comes to everyday essentials. One response to that is an event scheduled for tomorrow in Roxbury, being organized by the Islamic Circle of North American Relief. We'd like to welcome the director of its New England field office, Malika MacDonald. Thank you very much for being with us, Malika.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Helping people in need is what faith groups have been doing for eons, but there's also some preparation for this that your organization has undertaken, even going back a few months. Tell me about that.
Yes, we have planned to do a specialty pantry. In months in advance, we've been planning this for the grand opening tomorrow. We initiated this for our clients and people in the community that we see who receive SNAP or food stamp benefits, and many of the essential items that people are stockpiling now, people on food stamps are not able to purchase those items. So we know that there are a lot of low-income families in our community who cannot purchase personal hygiene products, soap, hand sanitizer, toilet paper even, with their food stamp benefits. So we initiated a specialty pantry, which will be opening tomorrow. However, with the coronavirus, we think now the timing is that much more crucial to have that grand opening tomorrow and be able to distribute items.
Now, when you mentioned food benefits, some viewers might misconstrue that to mean that, well, these are people who aren't working, but I imagine right now these are tough times even for people who have jobs.
Well, what we're finding with the school closures is many families are going to be out of work, especially those that are paid on hourly wage, who are not able to afford childcare or did not have childcare put in place because their children are in school. So these families now are struggling. They don't have the savings to be able to go out and stock up for 2 months worth of supplies. So we're finding that these families are not prepared for what may be yet to come.
Have you had any calls of distress from people, even people who might have gone to a store looking for something and just couldn't find it?
A lot of people are calling in asking what is needed to come to the pantry tomorrow. Initially, we were going to do the full intake process of checking income verification and so forth and so on. At this point, we're just going to scale back on our registration for the pantry, just to be able to really serve people that are in need. We find, for the most part, people who come to pantries are truly in need because it takes a lot, for your dignity to be able to go and stand in a line at a pantry. So we feel that it's our obligation right now just to serve anyone who comes and that's in need.
I have to imagine one other thing you've got to look out for, though. What if somebody, this is not a majority of people anywhere, but there could always be one person who wants to profiteer on things, and what about preventing that?
Well, we are going to be rationing the supplies that we're giving, such as the toilet paper and soap. There may be 1 or 2 people who are not in need, and I can't judge them there.
When you set up this program, as I say, this is something that's been in the works for a while. You have some other things that you're looking at as well, including transitional housing. Tell me about the population you're trying to serve with that.
Mm-hmm. Well, on the national level, I oversee 20 transitional homes in America. We have one right here in Boston, in the Boston area, and it serves homeless women and children. We served over 600 individuals last year through our transitional housing or shelter program. I don't like to call it a shelter because we also provide a lot of case management and help them transition to self-sufficiency. But preparing our facilities now has become crucial, is to ensure that those clients, the residents of our homes, have what they need to get through this period, but then also reminding them of personal hygiene and washing and cleaning. So we're really concerned about the homeless population. We do know that viruses or diseases such as the coronavirus do travel within close quarters and among the homeless community, and we want to ensure that our residents are safe and doing what they need to do to be prepared, and we're also working with them to help them. Although a lot of the items, as you were mentioning earlier, are sold out, we're really asking people, if you have stocked up, if you have extra, please share, whether it's with ICNA Relief, one of our facilities, or with your neighbor. I think it's really going to take a village of coming together and people really supporting one another to get through this and to ensure that everyone has what they need.
Now, this is an event taking place at the Islamic Cultural Center?
Yes, Islamic Society of Boston Cultural Center. That's where the ICNA Relief Office is housed. We will be doing the distribution from there tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Now, I know this could be open to anybody who needs the help, but when I think of the people who regularly go to the Islamic Cultural Center, a lot of immigrants, and as I say, I see them, a lot of them as hardworking people, but they don't qualify for government benefits ordinarily, so they need some other sources of relief at a time like this.
A large working class community, especially within the immigrant community, whether it's within the Muslim community, the Cambodian community, any other community, a lot of working class who don't qualify for public assistance. What we're also doing through the distribution is disseminating information in various languages. Because I've seen, and what we've been seeing is through WhatsApp and social media, the news, emails, a lot of the information going out to educate the community about the coronavirus is in English. We have many people in the community who don't read English. They may speak, but don't read English. So we'll be giving information out tomorrow on basic hand washing and cleaning in Arabic, Somali, Urdu, Bengali, and French, at least for now, to ensure that we can prepare the community in a language that they understand so they can take the steps to protect themselves and their families.
I imagine this has to do with addressing cultural issues too, because people go to worship in a group. That's pretty normal, but they have different ways of doing that. Going to work on the T. Can people get some guidance around those questions?
Well, what happened today, being Friday is our congregational day of prayer within the Muslim community, and most of the mosques in New England have canceled the congregational prayer today because hundreds of people will come to that prayer. So they've actually canceled prayer, and we're scaling back a lot of activities that happen at the mosque and encouraging people to stay home and to limit their interaction with others. So it's kind of devastating to walk into an empty mosque on a Friday, but it's necessary preparations, and totally support the community in making, doing that drastic call to keep people safe.
And finally, I know people heard it once already, but in case they didn't, the exact time and place of the event tomorrow?
Well, it's the ICNA Relief USA, the Islamic Circle of New England, will be doing our distribution at the Islamic Cultural Center of Boston, the ISBCC at 100 Malcolm X Boulevard from 11 to 1. While supplies last, it'll be a first come, first served basis. We're anticipating big crowds, and it'll be a limited supply. We're actually trying to restock already. Even though we haven't done the distribution, we're attempting to restock. We've got some orders in, so we're hoping, God willing, that we'll be able to do this again in the near future. We were planning to do on a monthly basis a distribution, but with this public emergency, we're going to try to do it more frequently.
Right. Thank you very much for being with us.
And I'd like to present you with a gift, which very hard to come by, is our hand sanitizer.
Oh, thank you. At last we found it. Thank you,
Thank you.
Malika MacDonald. We'll have more news in just a moment.